So this video is about solving equations, but this time we've got the letter or the unknown on both sides of the equation. So it doesn't always have to say solve. Sometimes it could say find the value of p. Sometimes it could just say solve. Sometimes it could say solve the equation, solve to find p, or just find p. Okay, there's loads of different ways they could ask you to do this, but they all mean the same thing. So like the last video, we're going to add in our stabilisers because that's going to help us kind of keep track of where we are and help us show our workings. So I would copy this one down as an example. I'm going to do 4 examples to help. So there's our stabilisers. So we're going to write each side exactly what we're going to do during our workings. So we've got 4p plus 7 equals 2p plus 21. So the only difference with this compared to last time is we've got an extra 2p. So if we didn't have that 2p and we just had 4p plus 7 equals 21, we would straight away take away the 7, okay? Or if we just had 2p plus 21 equals 7, straight away we would take away the 21. It doesn't matter which way you do it, as long as you get all the numbers on one side and all of the p's on the other side. Okay, so you've got a few options of what you can do. So we've got 2 p's and 4 p's. Okay, this one has less p's, so I'm going to move these p's to the other side. So this 2 doesn't have anything written before it, so we know it's a positive. We know that's a positive 2p because it has, when something hasn't got anything written before it, we know it's positive. So the opposite of plus 2p is take 2p. So I'm going to take 2p from that side, but whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So I'm going to take 2p from there as well. So the 2p's that I'm taking, I can't take them away from 7 because that's not 7p's, it's just 7. So I can take the 2p's away from 4p's. So 4p, take 2p is just 2p. I haven't done anything to this 7, so that stays the same. Equals. Well, plus 2p, take 2p, they cancel each other out, so you're just left with this 21. Okay, and now we've got something that looks like the questions from our last lesson where we only see the letter once. Okay, so we've got 2p's plus 7 equals 21. We want to get rid of this plus 7 because remember we want p on its own. This plus 7 is stopping that p from being on its own. So we're going to do the opposite of plus 7, which is take 7. You have to do it from both sides, you can't just do it from one. So plus 7, take 7, they cancel out, so you're just left with 2p's. 21, take away 7, is 14. Okay. Remember that 2p means 2 times p, so you can write that out underneath if you want, if it helps you. That means 2p means 2 times p. But we want p on its own, so we need to get rid of this 2. So the opposite of times by 2 is divide by 2. So we can't just divide by 2 on one side, we have to divide by 2 on both sides. So times by 2, divide by 2, you're just left with p equals 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, we know that we've kind of solved it. We've got p equals a number. If you want to check it, then you can do 4 lots of 7 is 20. So 4 lots of 7 is 28. Add 7 is 35. So that side is 35. Should be equal to this side. So 2 lots of 7 is 14. Add 21 is also 35. That side should be the same as that side. And we know that it is when p is 7. Okay. So your next example, so I would also copy this one down. They're all different and have different reasons why I'm showing you. So 3g take away 9 is equal to negative g add 7. So this g doesn't have anything written before it. So we know it's 1g. If it was 0 g's, then it wouldn't be there, because you don't write 7 plus 0, you just write 7. So if this was 0 g's, then it wouldn't even be there. Okay, so we know that's minus 1g or negative 1g. So I'm going to draw my stabilisers, because that's going to help us show our workings. Okay, I'm going to pick the letter that has the lowest coefficient. So I've got 3 g's or minus 1 g's. Well, which one's the lowest? Well, minus 1g is the lowest. So I'm going to sort that one out. So what's the opposite of take 1g? Well, the opposite of taking away is adding. So we're going to add 1g to both sides, because what you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. The opposite of take 1g is add 1g. Remember, we want all the letters on one side and all the numbers on the other side. Okay, so 3g add 1g is 4g. I can't do anything with this minus 9 or negative 9, because that's got g's in, that doesn't. So I can't do anything with that. So that stays the same, equals negative 1g, add 1g, or take 1g, add 1g, they disappear, so you're just left with 7 on that side. Okay, and this is something that you kind of recognise from last lesson, where we were solving two-step equations. So what we did last time, we've got this take away 9 or subtract 9, we need to do the opposite to get all the numbers on this side and all the letters on the other side. Or we could get all the letters on this side and all the numbers on the other side. It doesn't matter which way round they go. We've got take away 9, so we're going to add 9. But we can't just do it to one side, have to do it to both sides. So 4g, take 9, add 9, they disappear. So we're just left with 4g equals 7, add 9 is 16. Okay, 4g means 4 times g. Okay, I don't need to put any workings there because I've just rewritten it in a different way. We need to get g on its own, so we need to get rid of this times by 4. And the opposite of times by 4 is divide by 4. So we need to divide by 4 both sides. So if we times by 4 and divide by 4, they disappear, so we're just left with g. And then the other side, we need to do 16 divided by 4 is 4. Okay, that's your second example worked through. So by now you should kind of be able to predict what I'm about to do next, because you've seen two examples, so you should be able to kind of guess the next steps. So our first step, when we see that we've got to solve equations, is drawing our stabilisers. So I'd write this one down. 2p take away 11 equals 4 take away p. Okay, so 2p take 11 equals 4 take p. I'm going to find the letter with the lowest number. So remember, when we've not got a number written, we can put a 1 there, because that's take away 1p. So which is lowest, 2p's or negative 1p's? Well, negative 1p's is the lowest, so I'm gonna work with that one because it's going to be easier. Okay, so opposite of take away 1p is add 1p. So we can't just do it to one side, have to do it to both sides. Okay, I can't do anything with this minus 11 yet, because that's got p's in and that doesn't, so they can't join up together. We can only do something with the 2p's. So 2p add 1p is 3p's, and we haven't done anything with the minus 11. Okay, take 1p, add 1p, they just disappear, so we're just left with 4. And now we've got something that looks like the last lesson again. Okay, so we want all the letters on one side and all the numbers on the other side. So we've got this opposite of the take 11 is add 11. We've got to do that to both sides. So opposite of take 11 is add 11. So 3p, take 11, add 11, well they disappear. so we're just left with 3p equals 4 add 11 is 15. Okay, we can rewrite 3p as 3 times p equals 15, but we don't want 3 times p, we just want p on its own. So the opposite of times by 3 is divide by 3, so we have to do that on both sides. So something times by 3 divide by 3, they disappear, so you're just left with p equals, and then we've got 15 divided by 3 is 5. So there's our answer. Okay, we've got a letter equals a value. Remember, you can check whether we've got it right. So 2 lots of 5 is 10, take away 11 is negative 1. 4 take away 5, 1 lot of 5, 4 take away 5 is also negative 1. So negative 1 and negative 1, they're equal, so that's correct. Okay, and the last example, I would write this one down as well. You can always pause the video and you can have a go at it first and then see if you get it right. Okay, so have a go. You should know our first step by now. We'll do the same thing every time, drawing our stabilisers to help us show our workings and to help us keep track of what we're doing. So drawing our stabilisers. Okay, we want to get all our letters on one side and all of our numbers on the other side. So we've got negative 3j and 2j. So which one's the smallest or the lowest is negative 3j. So we're going to work with that one first. So what's the opposite of take 3j is add 3j. But we can't just do it to one side, we have to do it to both sides. So 6, take 3j, add 3j, they just disappear, so you're just left with 6 equals 2j plus 26, add 3j, well that's just 26 and that's got j's in, so we can't link those two, but we can link these two because that's got j's and that's got j's. So 2j's add 3j's is 5j's, and we haven't done anything with this plus 26, so we're going to keep that there. It doesn't matter that the letter's on the other side. Remember, as long as we've got the letter on one side and the numbers on the other side, doesn't matter which way round we do it. Okay, so we've got something that looks like last lesson again. So we've got this plus 26, so we're going to get rid of that first. So we're going to take away 26 from both sides, because that's the opposite. So 6 take 26 is negative 20. Okay, 6 take away 26 is negative 20. And then 5j, add 26, take 26. They cancel each other out, so you're just left with 5j. Okay, what does 5j actually mean? 5j means 5 times j. But when it says solve, we want j on its own. So we need to get rid of this times by 5. So we need to do divide by 5 on both sides. So negative 20 divided by 5. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. This time we've got negative 20 divided by 5. So it's negative 4 equals 5 times j divided by 5. Times by 5 divided by 5 cancel each other out, so you're just left with j. Okay, so we've got our letter is equal to a value, so we know we're happy. You can always substitute it back in and kind of make sure that you get the same answer for both sides. So 6 take away 3 lots of negative 4. Well, 3 lots of negative 4 is negative 12. 6 take negative 12 is 18. So that side's 18. And over here, 2 lots of negative 4 is negative 8. Add 26 is also 18. So we know we've got the correct answer.